Thank you for checking out crypto.chartguys.com, the source for technical analysis in the cryptocurrency world. We are proud to announce our own crypto alert system designed to give you the most critical technical trading information possible no matter where you are. Keep your eyes on the market with mobile or email alerts for MACD crosses, RSI levels, and even inside bar alerts for dozens of coins across multiple exchanges. New features and proprietary ChartGuys indicators are already in development. Our alert system is very easy to customize and utilize, so don't hesitate to sign up for the most effective crypto trading tool on the market at crypto.chartguys.com. Hello everyone, checking in on some altcoins tonight. We're going to look at DSHUSD on Bitfinex, NeoUSD also on Bitfinex, XMR USD as well, IOTA USD also, OMG USD on Bittrex, and BCC USDT on Bittrex as well. We'll start with the weekly and zoom on in from there, getting more details on the setup. So DSH has been on fire, getting a lot of talk because it has a lot of attention with this momentum. And we had a nice inside bar bull break on this weekly time frame. That resistance was at 494.53. And I actually take that back. It wasn't an inside bar because it was a higher high compared to the previous candlestick, but a little double top those 2 weeks that we broke right through and saw a big time follow through. So on the daily time frame, it's a clear stair step pattern at this point. And what's great about when it's this clear, it will be very clear when we do lose this uptrend. So we have a higher low, higher high pattern. These are little bull flags, healthy consolidation on declining volume, where you just take a little bit of a breather and then see continuation. And it's happened multiple times, and we're starting another one of those consolidation periods, it looks like here. This is an inside bar. We have multiple inside bars on the daily time frame. A break of 750 is bearish, and a break of 793.47 is bullish. So you're looking at the range of each candlestick within the range of the previous candlestick, which is showing us that tightening equilibrium pattern that we see so often. So clear higher lows. On this consolidation, even if we do bear break from these inside bars, there's no red flags because we will initially likely set a higher low compared to the most recent higher low at 580. So the red flag would be to pull back. If we saw increasing bear volume, that would be a red flag, but just a pullback, a low is set. The bulls try and make their way and see continuation. They set a lower high and then a lower low. That's the change in the trend. That's often what is depicted with a head and shoulders bearish reversal pattern. It's going from higher lows and higher highs to then a lower high for the right shoulder and a lower low breaking the neckline. So that's looking way far in advance, just pointing out the fact that to really change the trend, because we are so significantly above the last consolidation low, it's likely going to take that pattern because we're not just going to dump down unless we see high bear volume and break this level of 580 support. So multiple inside bars to be watching and closer to a bear break than a bull break. Checking in on some more zoomed in, we can see the 4-hour time frame very tight. Key support here for the short term is 750 if you want to have a tighter stop, or you're using that daily inside bar, and that's that level anyways, 750. So hourly time frame, if you want to zoom in for more details, also extremely tight and due for a break sometime in the next half dozen or dozen hours, and that daily chart will be a great indication. Checking in on NeoUSD. So Neo has been in a weekly nice little uptrend. We're currently in consolidation mode. And I'm assuming that this did not occur, this little dump down all the way down to 373. Although actually I did hear about that flash crash where Neo did dump down. So I believe some lucky people, I'm just curious now, we want to look at it on a short-term time frame, but I believe some lucky people were filled down here on an all-out dump. So we were definitely down there for about 5 minutes or so, and there was some opportunity to scoop some shares real quick, and some people with some fishing orders got filled and made a nice 200% move in an hour. So huge opportunity there with that little flash crash. But zooming back out to see a broader picture of things, that daily chart, I would disregard this lower wick to a degree. It obviously happened, but in terms of technically speaking, I'd call that more of an anomaly. So we had a little lower high, lower low pattern. There's no big red flags for the trend changing at this point. This is the must hold level, 2252. It's our clear base of consolidation from the last consolidation, and we have changed that trend to favor the bulls again, but now we're coming back down, and if that level breaks, it will be the signal of a trend reversal. In terms of a key support right now, I would say this low of 2902 is important for the bulls to want to maintain to try and keep the higher low pattern intact, and we got that clear resistance up here at 41.99. So healthy consolidation as far as the daily chart is concerned at this point. Again, that flash crash definitely can be scary if you've got some money in these positions that can drop so quickly, and we often see them recover, but still scary nonetheless. So that's where we stand with NEO. Healthy consolidation. The 4-hour time frame needs to set a higher low and a higher high. We can see the start of a trend reversal attempt here after that flush, and we'll see if the bulls are able to make their way up to that 41.99 resistance. XMR is a beautiful breakout. Healthy consolidation. On the weekly, big bull volume showing up. Looking at the daily time frame, higher low established at 149.97. Bulls are holding on to that level and heading up to test the all-time high of 208.20. We just hit 207.49. This is a setup that I would call a top fishing play, and I would short this name. I don't short the cryptocurrency, but if this were a stock or something else, I would short this because this is a bearish reversal candlestick, and the odds of setting a lower high are more likely than not, and I would have my exit if we break 208.20 and set a new all-time high. It's a very low risk trade because we're trading right there. It's a risk of a few percent, and it would be low risk and high reward because if we stay in an equilibrium pattern and do consolidate from here, we could easily pull back down to the 180, 170s level. So you're risking here about $7 potential loss, but the gain is potentially $20 to $30. So that's the kind of risk to reward scenario you want in your favor, and that's why utilizing previous supports and resistances and getting favorable setups for risk to reward is beneficial. So on the 4-hour time frame where we stand, there's that bearish reversal candlestick. Shorter term support 182.08. Higher lows on the 4-hour will break if that level were to break. And if I were going bearish in this position to give that top fish, I would want to see that break of 182 to be confident that my trade was going to follow through for me. So that's where we stand on XMR. The bulls are still in full control. We haven't lost any higher lows yet at this point. Again, this is coming just off of an attempt where we were a bit overextended, and we'll see if on the hourly time frame we can set this higher low and get that bull break of that all-time high. Could be similar psychology to a cup and handle pattern as well, but again, the risk would be minimal as we would get stopped out. It's a little bit wonky the way it looks here, but the left side, the psychology is here where you have the left side of resistance, consolidation, unable to break it on the right attempt, healthy handle of consolidation, and then a breakout to new all-time highs. That's a possibility we'll be keeping an eye on, but not a trade setup that I would like to get into until we see some healthy hourly consolidation or a bull break to new all-time highs. IOTA USD also extremely strong up at all-time highs. Daily time frame, pretty similar setup where we have our all-time high. We pulled back down to 105 support, and now we've bounced to make our way back to that all-time high. So 154 resistance, 150 resistance, and a clear higher low pattern on the daily still favoring the bulls, which means the 4-hour time frame is going to have a clear higher low pattern as well. So the most recent higher low was 136. That's the level the bulls want to hold to keep that 4-hour higher low. Look at this MACD rejecting a couple bull crosses. Need to get over 150 to see that follow through with some significance. So overall, bulls making some key tests here. Both XMR and IOTA are so very close to their all-time highs, they could definitely see continuation overnight. We're just watching the shorter term time frames like the hourly or the 4-hour to see if a higher low pattern is lost. That means we're likely to see further consolidation and an inability to break a new all-time high tonight. OMG USD, nice bull move over the last month. We're not going to break out and change the trend on this move, in my opinion, because it's coming off of the low of consolidation. That's down at 537, and to make your way all the way back to the all-time high, that's 150, 170% move. So in this scenario, we break some of the lower highs. We then anticipate a pullback and a higher low to form, and then a higher high if the bulls are going to keep following through on the weekly time frame. So the daily chart has clearly shifted from lower highs and lower lows, and we could have drawn a downtrend resistance line to have as a guide here on this pattern. That's where that resistance line would have been. You can see we broke above it, we back tested and held it, and now it's been higher lows and higher highs since then. And I'm sure ensuring that no candlestick closes above my downtrend line, as that ensures the rejections. And of course, there's plenty of rejections to be valid here. So now we have higher lows and higher highs, and we've got resistance of 13.3 and up at 10. Actually, let's take that back. It's 10.13 resistance and 1087 resistance are the two levels. And like I said, we've got that support on the daily time frame now, a higher low, 692 that would need to hold for the bulls to try and keep changing this trend in their favor. You can see it's a very clear pattern, a descending triangle pattern, and it actually would have made a bear break initially before the bulls did show up. I would have put that support line where we had multiple touches, and we did break just below it before the bulls finally showed up. But in terms of where we're headed in the short term for OMG, it's just likely to see a 4-hour tightening pattern, equilibrium play out, and then that break will let us know if this daily chart is going to see continuation or if it's time to pull back down into the low $8 range. There's a lot of volatility in these candlesticks. Every day we're seeing, 25% moves, and it's not as clear a bull as we have in a lot of these other names. IOTA and XMR are definitely the more of the bullish names that we're watching right now, along with DSH on the longer term time frames at all-time highs. So BCC USDT is having an inside bar on the weekly time frame as well. We're in consolidation mode. The daily time frame had that all-time high spike, the low of consolidation, a pretty decent move back up and recovery for the bulls. And right now there's not a clear higher low, higher high pattern, and I am going to put a video out on that pattern and describing how to recognize it more some point when I can breathe. But we've got support of the higher low pattern on the daily of 1166 for the bulls, and that is the wrong button. So 1166 for the bulls is support. Then I'd be looking down at 1125, and after that 856. So bulls overall seeing some nice higher lows and watching to see if they can break this level of 1470 essentially. I'm looking at 1470, 1646, and then 1769. So not as clear a pattern, but the bulls do have a higher low that they need to hold. A break of that level would be a red flag. So just to summarize here, to wrap it up, Dash, XMR, IOT are the stronger names on these charts. And we have the rest of the names with more resistance to be watching, but definitely in uptrends over the past couple of weeks on all of these names. So that shows us something where, Bitcoin's still up at all-time highs, but these names are recovering out of their downtrend, not necessarily as inverse with Bitcoin as we have seen the alt sector. These names do stand out with their strength. So keeping a close eye on those higher lows on these breakout bulls on the shorter term time frames to see if they can remain in control. I appreciate you watching. Going to do a big 3 video now, and then going to go live tomorrow and give away some courses and things. So I'll see you all then.